that. Was that mural was that like a wallpaper thing, or is it an artist?
It's the most expensive wallpaper in the history of the world. It's hand-painted wallpaper.
Wow.
And you usually get it in 3 pieces. We had to do it twice.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
See, that's a sign of class.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, in one level, you know, you can kind of understand people are very concerned about the air that we breathe, how we live. It seems like a very logical thing to just say, let's try and be greener. But it's not always easy. I'm just wondering, for you, was this a kind of an easy step? Was it a lot of thought that had to be put into it before you could make this?
Yeah, it was. So I started looking towards more sustainability back in the end of 2019 after I had my second child, and the Green Salon Collective had just started up, and they are a recycling company for hair waste. It's a really toxic environment. Like all your colour that gets rinsed off your hair goes into the ocean, the plastic and everything that we use, it's colour tubes, none of it can be recycled locally because of the colour inside the tubes, so it just goes into general waste, and it can all be recycled, especially metals, which can be recycled infinitely. So I started off by joining the Green Salon Collective. Then that pesky little pandemic hit and knocked everything on the head, and like all business owners, it was just put the head down and get through it. So I just put everything on the back burner, and the whole goal was just to get the salon through the pandemic, which we did. And then last year, middle last year, was when we were I was really able personally, both on a personal and a business level, able to get back on track where I wanted to go, what my goals were. With the help of a really good business and life coach, Mary Fahy. She was incredibly helpful, and it got me to where I wanted to be. And then Alan approached me and said, I work for Davines, would you like to have a meeting? I can see what you're doing with your sustainability and so on, and I think that could be a good fit. So I started with the product range first of all, dipped my toe in the water and started with their products, really liked them. And then we did a colour demo day with John. And colour was my big thing because we're very strong on colour in the salon. And John will tell you, I was like, I really like it, but there's 1 or 2 things that I was really
absolutely.
This is not going to work for me. And I wasn't, it was that balance of wanting to be sustainable, but not willing to compromise what you were sending out the door.
Right, well, the customers first, and obviously you're...
Absolutely, trying to get that balance. So I had a couple more chats with John, Alan, and then Alan brought myself and a few of the team over to London, to House of Davines in London, and we met the artistic team from Taylor & Taylor, and we went out for dinner, and we had some really good chats. And they basically, well, they sold it to me there and then. So we all came back and we were like, we want Davines, we want to be full Davines. And then as a team, we decided it was all or nothing. We were doing it. If we were doing it, we were doing it. So we pulled from every big brand. We decided that unless it was biodegradable, carbon neutral, recyclable, regenerative, sustainable, it had no place in our salon. And we pulled from all the big brands, L'Oreal, Radkin, 11 Australia, K18, everything. We pulled from them all, and we are full Davines now.
So I'm thinking, I'm only learning about Davines now. 1983 they start over in Parma in Italy. It's a family business. Your own kind of connection to them. When did you realise, oh, these guys are actually doing some great work, I should be involved?
We started working with them in the salon about 2016. So sort of went with retail first. And I'll be brutally honest, I mean, I thought they were a retail brand, and it wasn't until we started using it we realised they were a colour house as well. The colour house side of the business has grown exponentially in the last 10 years. Like, absolutely, I mean, there's a rebrand with a colour, sort of constitution of the colour called Vibrochrome, which changed the level of technology within the company, and then they launched View, which is your semi-permanent toner. So over the last 10 years, the colour element of the business has absolutely exploded, and the technology and the science and the commitment behind it is just second to none. And
was the motivation behind that, were they sort of aware that they should be, you know, developing both in the green area of just being able to be, you know, a much kinder product, but also they seem to be taking leaps and bounds? And I don't know if there was a trigger for all this, were they themselves
not specifically a trigger, but I think certainly as new technology came online and they sort of developed, growing, their commitment to the earth and the commitment that they have to anything is just 100%. They don't do anything unless it can be done correctly.
Right.
They will not make a new product just for the sake of making a new product. A new product has to have a reason, for being, and has to have that commitment to the earth that we take right the way through. Is the thread that runs right through the company and the heart and beating soul of the company.
Now, I would think, like from the point of view of you know, being green, as I said, it's not always easy. You're going, you know, no single-use plastics. There's a load of things that can be done on an everyday basis.
Oh, absolutely.
But when it came to, you know, making that commitment, I don't know, that was like a, you know, a long list of saying, okay, this is how we'll do this. From now on, we're going to work this way. And
it wasn't very slow, to be honest. We did it all in the space of a couple of weeks. Like I said, we went in hard and heavy. We just obliterated. We actually realised on Saturday that we have eliminated, I'd say, 95 to 98% single-use plastic in the salon.
Wow.
Everything is, it's sustainable. which is brilliant. So we're really proud of that, and we only kind of realised by accident on Saturday. We were talking about, oh, that's gone. So yeah, so that was exciting, and it kind of again came from the application. We're in the process of applying for a B Corporation certificate.
Right. And this is very big now. You know, you would be the first salon and the 14th Irish owned.
Yeah, we'd be the first hair salon in Ireland to get one.
Right.
And the 14th Irish owned company to have one. And I think there's 100, if I'm not mistaken, 144 companies operating within Ireland that have the B Corporation certificate.
Now, I will put in the link. I hadn't heard of the B Corporation. It seems like, again, great work, and the idea that there's any kind of, you know, measure to be able to let people at least aim high and know that they're doing the right thing.
Yeah, the whole idea of it is that you run a business at a profit, but you promote the planet and people first. Right. And that you like, so for example, it's not just about sustainability. There's like 4 different areas to it, and it's all about workplace well-being and the environment, everything. But you're completely transparent as a business. Like, you're completely open and transparent about everything that you do, everything that you spend, where you put your money. It's in the community as well. It's all about what you put back into the community. Like, one of the reasons I love working with Davines is that when you go full Davines, they send things to you that you can like give to the tidy towns and to organise tidy town cleanups involving your salon. Nice. And Davines will supply what you need for it. That's really exciting. Like, just little things like that. It's all about community and bringing the community together and to promote the planet. It
does seem like the whole world is pointing in this direction. It makes complete sense, of course, to just, if you're going to use any products, figure out what's the best way to do, you know, not leave a mess behind you. I don't know if you'd be sort of feeling optimistic that you know, that more will follow in this example.
Oh, 100%. I mean, there's no doubt. When I first even came down, the first thing I said was like, look at the view you have. You know, I came down through the hills, through it, you know, and then you come down. I mean, you're surrounded by nature here. How can you not be enthused and wanting to put your own commitment back?
Well, we're surrounded by nature we're surrounded by nature and Cairn homes, just so you know. There's a sort of balance going on at the moment.
Absolutely.
There's a battle. So sorry, you were saying you were coming into Greystones. You were singing, obviously, because that does inspire you to sing.
It's a beautiful, beautiful part of the world. How can you not feel to be impressed and want to maintain and sustain and regenerate such beauty we have? I mean, we were very, very lucky here in Ireland in general, north, south, east, west, that we have one of the most beautiful places on the planet to live. Yeah, we want to try and keep it that way.
Yeah. So I would say now that going forward, this will be, you know, your 95% with the single-use plastics. It all just seems this is a fit. This will work. You know, there isn't a case of I hope this experiment works out. It already is working out.
No, it's working really well. Like, I mean, little things like we have 5-6 bins now, and three of them are compost.
Right.
So, you know, things that you'd never think you'd have that many bins. We have 2 different recycling bins, and then we have 1 general waste, which is never full, which is great, because once you do things properly, there's very little that goes into general waste. Right. So yeah, like it was the bins were probably the most confusing. Everyone was like, I don't know where to put my rubbish. And one of our new stylists, Amy, started a couple of weeks ago, and she was bringing her rubbish home because she didn't know where to put it. She was bringing it home.
Yeah. That's hilarious. Well, all these things that people, you know, it's when we jump back, people always sort of say, I wish this was the way it used to be. And there's that sort of, in some people, there's always going to be bring back the plastic bag. Like, it's just easier. I can get me shopping. I don't have to worry about a bag. But obviously these things, you just learn that this is an easier thing. Don't give your kid asbestos sandwiches. It just isn't good for them. You know, there's simple logical things that you may be a little bit awkward to figure out, but it's obviously going to be.
All our shampoos now are refillable. So once you buy a bottle of shampoo, because it's made of bioplastic, it can be used over and over again. Right. So there's none of this that it's going to wear out or just go weird after a while. So we offer refills. So a couple of clients would come back and they'd be like, oh, I forgot to bring my bottle. But then it just becomes habit. When I'm going to the salon, I'll just bring my empty bottle and I'll refill it when I'm here.
Now, I suppose the biggest question really is that with all the changes and with this wonderful move to being a lot more environmentally friendly, sustainable and all that, will Dolly Parton be okay? Because, you know, she's got a huge demand on hairsprays, and will she still be able to exist in this world?
No comment.
Dolly will always be all right.
Dolly's legs will be fine. I'm sure Dolly will be fine.
Magic.